God bless. I'm reading from Jeremiah chapter 26. I'm going to be reading from 1 through 16. Hope each and every person is having a blessed day. My subject is Jeremiah is threatened with death. Okay, early in the region of Joachim, son of Josiah, king of Judah, his word came from the Lord. This is what the Lord says: Stand in the courtyard of the Lord's house and speak to all the people of the town of Judah who came to worship the house of the Lord. Tell them, everything I command you to do, do not omit a word. Perhaps they will listen. Each will turn from their evil ways. Then I will relent and not inflict on them the disaster I was planning because of the evil they have done. Say to them, this is what the Lord say: if you do not listen because of the evil they have done, say to them, this is the Lord. Say, this is what the Lord says: if you do not listen to me and follow my law, which I have set before you, and if you do not listen to the words of my servant the prophet, whom I've sent to you again and again, though you have not listened, then I will make this house like Shelah, and the city a curse among all nations of the earth. The priests, the prophets, and all the people heard Jeremiah speak these words in the house of the Lord. But as soon as Jeremiah finished telling all the people everything the Lord had commanded him to say, the priests, the prophets, and all the people seized him and said, you must die. Why do you prophesy in the Lord's name? And his house will be like Shelah, and the city will be desolate and deserted. And all the people crowded around Jeremiah in the house of the Lord. When the official of Judah heard about these things, they went up from the royal place to the house of the Lord and took their place at the entrance of the new gate of the Lord's house. Then the priests and the prophets said to the officials and all the people, this man should be sentenced to death, because he has prophesied against the city. You have heard it with your own ears. Then Jeremiah said to all the official and all the people, the Lord sent me to prophesy against this house and the city and all the things you have heard. Now, reform your city, reform your ways and your actions, and obey the Lord your God. Then the Lord will relent and not bring disaster He has pronounced against you. As for me, I am in your hands. Do with me whatever you think is good and right. Be assured, however, that if you put me to death, you will bring the guilt of innocent blood on yourselves and on the city and on those who live in it. For in truth, the Lord has sent me to you. Speak all these words to your hearings. The officials and all the people said to the priests and the prophets, this man should be sentenced to death. He has spoken to us in the name of the Lord our God. Some of the elders of the land stepped forward and said to the entire assembly of people, prophesies of the day of Hezekiah, king of Judah. He who told the people of Judah, this is what the Lord Almighty says: Zion will be plowed like a field, Jerusalem will be a heap of rubble, and the temple hill and a mound overgrown thicket. So basically, in this chapter, it was stating how even though Jeremiah was doing what the Lord commanded him to do, see, Jeremiah was a prophet that was sent by the Lord to bring forth the messages to the people, to warn them of things that were to come, so that they would take the blindfolds off, okay? But the people were not listening. They were putting, they had threatened Jeremiah with death, okay? um Even though that Jeremiah was looking out for their best interests, was looking out only for the people of God. So he was called by God to help the people to get back into fellowship with the Lord, to bring back the glory back to the temple, to remove any idols that were not serving the Lord, and to help the people of God come back to the glory so that they wouldn't be destroyed. Okay, because like I said before, the Satan, he lingers on to evil. So, and this is how he works. He brings a bunch of pagans and his temples to defeat God's people. Okay. Um, and this is what I am talking about when I say that you have to follow behind Christ, because um, Satan has pagans all over the Lord's altars. Okay. And the Lord is saying on today, I'm about to tear all these altars down so that so that my people would not fester on what they are saying, because it's nothing that's coming from the true God. It's only coming from what pagans are saying. Okay. Um, So they wanted to put Jeremiah to death. The people of God, the prophets, the leaders, they wanted to put Jeremiah to death because of what he spoke. What Jeremiah spoke was the truth, because Jeremiah, everything that Jeremiah spoke, it came from God. Even if people liked it or if people didn't like it, it wasn't up to Jeremiah to say, okay, well, God, I'm going to pick the things people like so that people will like me. No. God said, when I send you in a message or a chapter of a page, I want you to bring it forth. I don't care who don't like it, because this is where healing comes from. When I outline what people are doing, then this is when the healing comes, okay? So, like I said, if you're disobedient to God and you don't relay the messages that the people need to hear, then that's on you. And I'm going to delay the messages because I have to. Yeah. My soul more important. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the Lord tell me to do, whatever God tell me to do, I'm gonna do it. All right. I'm going. I'm going to get people mad, but if you say you have God in your heart, and God sends a prophet to save his people from the wrath of Satan, from getting burned in fire, because Satan wants to burn all of God's people in fire. All right. Now I'm trying to lead y'all in the right path, because y'all don't know how it is when you have to, like, when God puts you to govern people in the right direction, because all the real pastors or preachers they've already left the throne. So the Lord, like, all right, now I need you to govern my people so that they will not fall in the hands of pagan idols, so that they will not fall in the hands of Satan, because Satan is trying to burn God's people with fire. So I need some people to wake up. I'm going to keep sending these messages, because now the Lord said I need you to keep sending messages every morning till these people finally get it, what these pagans are doing. Okay? So my subject is Jeremiah threatened with death. God bless, and stay prayed up.